Hello and welcome to my channel In Search of Wonder. My name is Anne and this is my weekly Wonderings and Wanderings. Well, hello there. Editing Anne here to say the rest of that intro video is completely lost. I don't know where it went. I have no idea. But I'm about to take you with me on a little trip to a local book festival, followed by a little trip to a not exactly local coffee shop, not local to me. It's across the Potomac River from me, actually in Maryland, but it's a cute little coffee shop and it was close to where we went to the book fair. So that was the start to our week and that's what you're about to see right now. I do, yes.
So these are historical romance, and these two are set in Loudoun County. If that
Oh, really? That does, actually.
Yeah. This is a Christmas novella collection, but
okay.
3 of the 4 are set in Loudoun. The first one starts in New England, and then they move
to
Loudoun. And then this one is all set in Loudoun at the time that the train came from Leesburg out to Percival, although I don't call it Percival.
Oh, okay.
Talked Creek because I needed the town to be a little bigger.
Okay.
Than Percival was at the time.
Actually, I have Ladies of the Lake. I think I picked it up last year when I was here at this event, but I haven't read that one yet. I read Nightbird Calling last year after I visited you here, and that was really good. Really enjoyed it. This Promised Land.
This is inspired by the setting is inspired by a local Christmas tree farm.
Yes. Is this the one?
Yeah, it's out there. It's the one we go to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You were talking about last year. You were writing it. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it was out last year when we were here.
No, it must
yeah.
have been out this spring.
Okay. Yes, this is definitely on my list to read for sure.
I love that farm. The mountains
Yes.
all around.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and I like how they make it like a Hallmark movie experience when you go there. Like.
Like a little shop with everything.
Yes.
Cider.
Yes.
Page.
Nice.
And I like stickers.
Yeah.
Partially because I don't like stickers, but
Those are
this
cute.
is another small town romance.
Okay.
Those are my books. Feel free to take a bookmark.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
The story of the rich people and then an overlay fictional servants who are the protagonists.
Okay.
So it's kind of a Downton Abbey-ish feel to it.
Very cool.
So yeah.
Jane Austen Festival in Baltimore next month. Are you going to that by chance? Or
When is that?
it's in Baltimore, I believe in October.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you have to sign up in advance, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Kind of set on a Louisiana sugar plantation.
Okay.
Right around the Civil War era.
Okay.
This one is very different. It is set in the 1970s during the Cambodian genocide.
Oh wow, it is very different.
Yeah, it's a dual timeline, so
Okay.
there's a modern component to it about like a missionary who goes over to Cambodia in like a 2012 time.
Okay.
And then a woman in the 1970s who's living through.
Okay.
Not
Very
a
cool.
romance.
Okay. Very cool.
is Saturday evening, and we had a marvelous time at the book festival. Had a great time, met several authors that I had met at the one that I went to in August, so that was fun, and snagged some fun bookmarks, for example, and a lot of the authors had little mementos, bookmarks, stickers, etc., stuff for you to remember them by. The organizers had this cute little bag where you could keep everything. So this was by an author who wrote a lot of fantasy, but she also had some fairy tale retellings, and she made these little booklets with her book covers, and it's a little post-it note. How cute is that? The author's name is, if you're interested in her books, Jen Linning. Can't say anything about the quality of her books because I never read them, but I thought that was super cute. This author, I remember seeing last year, and I started following her on Instagram, but I still haven't read anything by her. Corinne Fox, author and award-winning playwright. She had some really interesting looking books about like historical fiction, clean historical fiction, I think, was her specialty. Got a chocolate. I'm trying to see if I have more information about her books, but no, I don't. Anyway, so let's see what else. Corinne Fox, she's another one whose books I want to try. Here is a bookmark from Susan Higginbottom. I met her last year at the same festival, and I did check out her book Hanging Mary from the library, and I talked about it earlier this year, I believe, and really enjoyed it. I do want to read more of her. She had one that she was showing today called John Brown's Women, and it was about his mom, his wife, and his daughter, I think. So it's the story of John Brown's life told from the women in his life, and I thought that that would be really interesting. And then this was one that was new to me. Susan Mathis. She also wrote historical fiction. Now, she is writing, if I'm remembering correctly, this author, she focused on, she has a series called the Thousand Islands series. And apparently there's a group of more than 1,000 islands, or almost 1,000 islands, in New York. And the wealthy people in the Gilded Age, they like built castles and mansions or whatever on these islands, bought up the islands and built on them. And so she is writing about the Gilded Age, but using those islands as a setting. I think this is the one, the series, the lady who had that series. Now all of this stuff is like getting mixed up in my head, but I think they're clean fiction. I'm not really sure because she has a Bible verse on the back of her bookmark. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So definitely going to be looking more into that author. I was remembering correctly. Susan Mathis, author of 1,000 Stories, because it goes with 1,000 islands. Yes, I remembered correctly. Very good. That's her business card. Okay, and then let's see. I'll get to that one in a minute. I didn't even see this guy there, so I guess I just put this bookmark in the bag. I don't remember seeing that. There's Empire Resurgent by Robert Bruton. The Fate of an Empire Rests on the Heart of One Man. History of Books. I don't know if that sounds interesting to you. And then, oh, that's funny. Oh, okay. It's meant to be like this. Okay. It's like they made it upside down. But I think it's supposed to be like, you know, top side. Like that. Create. Little notepad. And I got a little I Love Reading pen, which is fun. And a pencil. Love Books Festival, which I also got last year. And I used the one from last year. I saw B.R. Goodwin there, who I've read her book, Southern Snow, which I got at last year's festival and enjoyed that. And I saw her in Ashburn recently at the Blend Coffee Books Festival. I shared that with you guys, I think. I bought Love Not there, or my sister did. One of us bought the Love Not there, which is, I think she has a new one since then, but because that she had today. But I talked to her today. She and I are getting to know each other because this is the third time I've seen her at a book festival. And she and her husband started a company called the Good Start Coffee Company, and they are roasting and selling their coffee. And this bag was only $10, and it's called The Golden Retriever Bookish Blend. For sweet romance roast lovers, great for breakfast in bed, dependable and aims to please. Medium, full city. I don't know what that means, but she said it's more of a light roast. So I'm going to try it and see how I like it. Don't mind my nails. I really need to redo them. So I picked up that. And then there was an author who was new to me. I'm not exactly sure how to say her name. Kelly Goshorn. And I picked up a couple different bookmarks from her. That's her most recent book, The Undercover Heiress of Brockton. Yeah, the back has the series of books. Anyway, she's a historical romance author. She's local to me. She's lived here forever. I did not recognize her name, but this particular book, I got it because it's set in Loudoun County, which is the county in Virginia where I live. And it was $14, which I thought was pretty good. I like her dedication to the two most important men in my life, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who wrote this story on my life, and to my husband Mike, who lived it with me. So I am looking forward to reading that. The blurb says, with part opinions and a less than perfect figure, Ruth Ann Sutton doesn't measure up to society's vision of a perfect lady. When she accepts a position teaching in a freedmen's school, it threatens the only marriage offer Ruth Ann is likely to receive. She is forced to choose between life as a lonely spinster or reinventing herself to secure a respectable proposal. Determined to rise above his meager beginnings, Benjamin Coulter's reputation as a fast learner and hard worker earns him the opportunity to apprentice with the surveyor for the railroad, a position that will garner the respect he craves. After a chance encounter with Ruth Ann Sutton, Benjamin is smitten with her pretty face, quick wit, and feisty personality. When others ridicule his choice, will Benjamin listen to his heart or put ambition first? And this is published by Family Friendly Fiction. Prism, I don't know if that's by Prism, a division of Pelican Ventures. Anyway, so that is the other one that I got. I mean, that is the book that I bought. So, it takes place a little over 100 years ago in the same area where I live. So, I thought that was cool. And she said she wanted to set it at the time when the train was just being built between where I live and the town next to it. And she also had these this postcard with a recipe from her most recent book. So that was fun. I got a little mini haul. I didn't want to get too much there because I don't need any more books on my shelf than I have right now. So I was very choosy about what I got. And I was glad that B.R. Goodwin was selling coffee there. I will try to see if I can find like a website or something to link to for that if you are interested in checking it out for yourself. And tonight I think we're going to be trying out the pizza oven that I got my husband for Christmas. We're finally just now getting around to it. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I made some pizza dough earlier this week. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. And that is my day so far. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Hello. It is, no, not Wednesday, Sunday evening, and I look terrible. Don't feel much better, but I wanted to come on here real quick because I am just really enjoying this book. Really enjoying it. And I have no idea how it's going to end. And I'm quite sure that Gabrielle Myers is going to have this amazing twist like she always does in her books. And yeah, I feel like probably if I were smarter, I probably would have figured out how it's going to end. But right now, all I have are hopes and dreams. I don't really know. For some reason, I'm really bad at picking up on those clues of this is what's going to happen, you know? Like I can tell like she's alluding to something and she's building it up, but I don't know. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying it. And now I really want to read the book that she mentions because, yes, I know that this is just going to boggle some of y'all's minds. But I read the historical note at the back because I had questions and I needed answers and I needed them ASAP. So I didn't quite answer all my questions, actually. I still have questions. But I read in her, where'd it go? in her historical note in the back, she mentions a book. They All Love Jack, Busting the Ripper by Bruce Robinson. And it's about a theory regarding Jack the Ripper that she leans on heavily in this book. And it just really intrigues me, and I really want to read it. She also mentions another book that heavily influenced her, which was The Five, and that is about the 5 known victims of Jack the Ripper. And I read that book last year or the year before, and it was the year before last, I think. Anyway, that was another nonfiction book that I really enjoyed a lot and has stuck with me. And I thought that that author also had some really good theories about the victims and Jack the Ripper, etc. Not about him, but about his victims and his... Basically, her point was that they were crimes of opportunity. And she explains how in the story, in the book, and why she believes it's possible that that's what it was. And I actually tend to think that she is right. That also, she found, Gabrielle Meyer found a very useful book when she was writing this one. And so, anyway, I thought that was interesting. So I'm really enjoying this, really loving this one, actually. I don't always, when I'm in the middle of her books, I don't always like love them when I'm in the middle of them. It's like afterwards, you know, when they stick with me and they just like keep growing on me. But this one I'm actually like, I just want to keep reading, and I'm more than halfway through. It's 8:45 at night. Do I have time to finish it tonight? I'm not planning on doing anything because I don't feel great. So I might. That could definitely happen. I guess you'll all find out. Hello, it's Thursday, September 11th, which is bad enough, but I'm sure we all know by now what happened yesterday. And I'm not going to go into the details of it, but it's definitely been consuming my waking thoughts since then. I have been able to do some reading. I forced myself to today on my lunch break, rather than doom scrolling through Facebook and getting all emotional once again. So I forced myself to read. Force is a strong word. I made a deliberate choice to read Persuasion. But last night I went to read in A Full of Marigolds. And part of the reading for yesterday was the 10th chapter in this book, where our current day main character reminisces or relives her memories of 9/11. And that, on top of everything else, was just a lot for me. And I burst into tears reading it. I wasn't in New York, and this story is talking about the New York aspect of things. In one of Gabrielle Meyer's books, she describes in detail the Pentagon on that day, which hits closer to home because we live not very far from the Pentagon. I know multiple people who work at the Pentagon. It was a terrible day. But what happened yesterday with Charlie Kirk eclipsed that, I think, because some of the memory has faded. of September 11th, even though it was a terrible, horrible day. But also, and this tragedy was so fresh. And because it was so senseless and so evil. And I think that that's what's really been getting to me, is the evil piled on evil. On top of that, Irina Zarudska in the bus or the train a couple weeks ago, and then this, and school shooting, and all of these, like, the evil is just piling on, and it's a lot. And I have been really listening and singing along with music that really brings me a lot of hope and comfort right now. Like, is he worthy? There is I shared on my YouTube community page, Leonard Bernstein wrote settings for a couple of different Psalms. One of them is Psalm 23 and Psalm 2. And whenever tragedy strikes, I listen to that, and it's such a beautiful, meaningful setting of those Psalms. And other songs of music that are always meaningful to me when I am struggling. And I have been meditating on scripture and talking through it with friends and family, and praying, a lot of praying. What weighs me down is because I kind of go in waves as far as how deep I get into political stuff in my personal life. I mostly stay away from it on my YouTube channel because it's not really the point here, but I kind of go in and out in waves of it, depending on what's going on in life and, you know, how much time I have. But I was fully aware of Charlie Kirk. Facebook realized that I enjoyed watching the reels of him debating with different people, and I found that interesting. And so it was always showing them to me. So I watched probably, you know, I don't know, whenever they brought it up to me, I would watch them, and I always found it very interesting. I was always so impressed by his ability to speak truthfully, but never in a degrading or offensive way. And that's something I've never been able to do. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's on my face. It's in my tone of voice. It's in the words I use. I have grown some in this area, but then other times I feel like I haven't grown at all, and I'm just even worse at it than I ever was. But I admire people like him who are able to do that. And I admired his passion for young people. I appreciated it because my own sons, in particular my older son, has definitely been influenced by him. And what an amazing role model. I couldn't ask for a better one for my kids. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Everybody is 100% entitled to your opinion. But that's how I feel, very strongly. And I'm very much appreciative of the influence that he has been on my older son. And other than that, though, I'm not a political junkie. I didn't know much about his personal life. Like, I didn't know that he'd married and had 2 small children, which just broke my heart when I realized that. And I've realized since then, you know, I didn't know much about him at all, because reading all of everybody's personal testimonies of him and people who actually knew him, who were friends with him, and just what a good person he was, like a truly good person. And that just makes me so sad that his life was just snuffed out. His children left fatherless, his wife a widow, and it's evil. It's evil. It's straight up evil. That's just what's been on my mind lately. So I wasn't really going to go into all of that on here, but there it is. It just came out. So his testimony
and his passing have definitely encouraged and inspired me to do better at speaking truth with compassion, firmly, but with compassion, and being bold and kind, and doing my best to learn how to do that. It's definitely a goal of mine. I will be working on that because I think it's a worthwhile example to follow. And as the darkness gets darker, the light must shine brighter. So that's my thought. Very personal thoughts here, very raw, doesn't have anything to do with reading, so I apologize. I will be back to our regularly scheduled normal things in a minute here. But I think I will close out this week with, I was going to do this anyway before all that happened, but it just seems perfectly appropriate now. Last Friday in our staff devotions, we read a poem, a sacred poem by Christina Rossetti called None Other Lamb. And I'm sure I had read it before, but because it seemed familiar, but as we were reading it, it really, the truth of it just really struck me. And it was so beautifully phrased that I started thinking of a tune to go with it. And then I started playing around with it on the piano and with chords and everything. And so I'm going to close today with that. So enjoy. And we will hope for better things.
From guilt and shame, none beside thee. My faith burns low, my hope burns low, only my heart's desire cries out in me, by the deep thunder of its wanton woe, cries out to thee, none other. None other name, none other hope in heaven or earth or sea, none other land, none other name, none other hiding place from guilt and shame, none beside thee. Lord, thou art life, though I be dead, love's fire thou art. Beside